Today we have Titan White Label Communications to discuss Standout cloud-based voice services.
It's an absolute pleasure to meet each and every one of you. We are certainly looking forward to getting to know all of you better and really start to attack the industry with what it is that Titan is trying to do. Um, at our core, so you probably have never heard the name TitanNGN. The name of the company is actually TitanNGN, NGN for short. So just a little backstory. We are a white label communications company. White Label was founded in 2010 out of Exton, Pennsylvania. That's where they still reside today. They've been in the business in the voice CX space for 15 plus years. We currently have over 17,000 customers, over 250,000 endpoints on our network and on our platforms today utilizing our solutions. The TitanNGN brand came into effect late last year, where we were branching out a subset of our white label business to the direct to channel or direct to customer commercial/retail model. The beautiful thing about both sides of the business, we are 100% channel focused on both sides. We do not employ a direct sales team, and the TitanNGN brand is completely separate from the white label brand. All of our Titan customers are not exposed to our white label partners, and vice versa. Our white label's partners, customers are not exposed to TitanNGN. We are 100% US based. Our average wait time for all of our support is 17 seconds or less. And we average 5 nines across all of our solutions. And we'll get into that a little more in detail in the following slides. So the problems that we solve, what we've seen over the last handful of years, and I'm sure that you guys can relate to this, is that the customer engagements are becoming more challenging. I wouldn't say difficult, but more challenging because in most scenarios, you're bringing more than 2 or 3 suppliers to the table to provide a cohesive solution to your customers' needs. So what we're trying to do here and what we are doing here at TitanNGN is consolidating vendors into a single vendor with multiple what we call technology pillar solutions. UC, SIP, contact centers, CPaaS, network, aggregation, cybersecurity, SD-WAN, network monitoring, consolidating all of those products into a single vendor, which is great for you and great for your customers. Single invoice, single point of contact for anything support related. And God forbid anything happens, it is technology. It's going to break at some point. So having one sort of what we call throat to choke in those instances really expedites your customer's ability to get back up online. They're not having to go through a Rolodex of contacts to find out who they need to reach out to if something were to happen. Channel friction, right? A persistent conflict between direct and indirect sales. The fact that we do not employ a direct sales team reduces that friction tremendously. And then complex buyer needs. A lot of these customers have multiple needs that they need to address. So having a single vendor that can consolidate that and provide a cohesive solution really becomes paramount to getting them to market quicker. So our current portfolio, this is not all of it. This is just a handful of the products that we bring. So you can see here, and I alluded to it before, UCaaS, CCaaS, cyber, SD-WAN, SIP, CPaaS, messaging, copper retirement, which is a big push right now, as I'm sure you're all aware, with the FCC ruling of getting 95% of these copper lines retired by 2029 is already in full force. You've probably seen it, especially with AT&T customers, not only having these copper lines no longer supported, no longer doing any sort of MACD changes on these, and you're seeing a tremendous uptick in price. Essentially, it's become an unregulated product to where providers are essentially allowed to charge what they want in order to push these customers off of these legacy solutions. We've seen routinely prices anywhere from 2 to 300 to up to $1,800 a line. So it's a tremendous opportunity for you to provide a real savings while also peace of mind and security of mind by replacing those solutions. So product is only as good as the engine that drives that, if you will. When it comes to infrastructure, I think ours is second to none. We currently have 6 US-based data centers and 3 points of presence with select hyperscalers geographically dispersed across the country. The nice thing about the approach that we take from a data center perspective is we're not solely tied to a single data center provider. We're not all AWS, we're not all Azure. We have diversity within our networks to ensure that our 5 nines across the board stay intact and stay in place. We also have a plan this year to expand to an additional 3 data center points to increase our footprint for redundancy within the continental United States. Lying underneath of this as well is we have a mesh network built upon Megaport's network to give our customers the ability to do any sort of cross connects within their data centers to bring their traffic on net for them. Plays very well within the healthcare space where data protection and security is of the utmost importance. We want to ensure that we can address those needs for for your customers as well. Redundancy is also important, not only in the data center presence, having multiple data centers, but redundancy is also important within the actual core stack that resides within those data centers. And we do that as well, right? Dual routers, dual firewalls, dual switches, all built on a private WAN network with real-time sync between all data centers. So automatic failover redundancy is king, ensuring that if a data center were to fail, the customer is not aware of that because of the ability of redundancy and automatic failover between all of our data centers. We want to ensure that our customers stay up all the time. So products. UCaaS, nothing too surprising here for you. I would say probably outside of circuits, UCaaS might be the second most commoditized solution in the space today, but it is also, a very hot solution for customers, those who have not chosen to migrate off of a legacy on-prem solution. There's still ample opportunity in the market today. A lot of what we see is in that space, but what we also see is customers that have chosen a UCaaS provider, sort of promise the world, but the provider has failed to deliver on all of those promises. So ensuring that we check as many boxes as possible from a solutions perspective, but also giving them the white glove treatment they were promised. That's sort of what we specialize in, not only in the ability to provide what we say we're going to provide, but also giving the customer across all of our solutions the ability to deploy the solution based off of their specific needs. You can have 2 customers that are in the same exact vertical, but they use voice and technology differently. So we're not going to be a provider that tries to fit them into one of our boxes. We are going to build the box around the customer, completely tailored specifically to their needs with the flexibility to do any changes that they need on a day-to-day basis without, charging them and nickel and diming them to death for those changes. We include all of that within our solution as a whole. We also provide a number of API integrations, whether that be the standard APIs that we already have in place today. We also provide any sort of custom API development that may be required to integrate with any sort of third-party platform or application that they're utilizing. We want to ensure that everything on their side from a technology standpoint is integrated and communicating so that they have the best user experience they possibly can. From a compliance perspective, we meet and exceed every sort of requirement that we are looking at that the customer requires. HIPAA, PCI, PII, you name it, Carrie's Law and Ray Bombs when it comes to actual 911, Stir Shaken, which is the big one, 10DLC when it comes to SMS, PSAP, all of that. We have all of that natively built within our solutions today. Contact center. So this has been a big sort of hot button topic as well, and has been for a minute. Where I think we differentiate ourselves is in a couple of things. One, we don't carry a minimum with any of our solutions, and that really comes into play within the contact center space. There's a lot of SMB to mid-market customers out there that need contact center-esque features, but they don't need a full-blown contact center solution, where they're paying 150 to $200 a seat for these agents. We have a solution for them as well. We have two flavors, our Atlas Enhanced and our Atlas Enterprise. Both of these solutions provide exactly what it is that the customers are looking for, and we compete from a features perspective directly with your Nice and Contact, your Genesis, your Five9, sort of those big players within the contact center space. There's not a feature or functionality that they have in place today that we can't offer as well. The nice thing about us is because we also offer UC, these solutions can be integrated with each other to provide a more cohesive solution for the customer. Most of your contact center solutions out there today are selling some sort of third party, whether it be a 3CX or a Ring Central that complements their contact center solution. But at the end of the day, you really do have two separate solutions provided to the customer, whereas with us, you have one cohesive solution. So, especially within the enterprise space, features and functionalities do become king when it comes to how they're looking to deploy contact center. Where I think a lot of these end up failing is not necessarily in the features, but they become focused on solely selling those features. Where we're trying to differentiate ourselves is more in strategy. We are a supplier that is looking to provide a solution and not just a SKU. So what do I mean by that? Meaning that we're not just trying to sell customers things for the sake of selling them something. We're looking to solve a problem, to provide a solution, to address a pain point, to fill a gap. And that's how we go to market with our solutions. So you can see here, sort of in the pyramid of schemes, when it comes to contact center, we offer anything and everything that may provide that ultimate solution for the customer. And it's really about the strategy and how they deploy that. And the approach that we take is ensuring that the customer has full customization and flexibility within the solution. So, AI is a big part of this. We're not solely tied to a single AI platform. We have 5 AI platforms currently today that are already integrated into our contact center solution, but we also give the customer the ability to bring their own AI platform if they want to. A lot of these companies today have already trained an LLM to work within their environment. So we want to ensure that we give the customer the ability to bring that with them and utilize it within the contact center. Another big key here that a lot of contact centers preach is omni-channel, which we do, right? Text, email, chat, SMS, social media, etc. We take more of an omni-channel approach to that, though. So what do I mean by that is allowing the customer to choose the optimal channel of communication with their customer. Every contact center's main goal is first call resolve, right? Getting the issue addressed in the first call with the customer. We allow the agent or the customer to bring every single channel into that conversation with their customer simultaneously. So they can bring voice in, chat, SMS, email, you name it, but they can have all of these channels running with the customer at the same time without needing to put the call on hold to transfer the call, any of that. So for the customer, from an experience perspective, they're satisfied and they're happy because they're not needing to call back to talk to someone else or getting hung up on accidentally because they were trying to transfer them to chat or whatever it may be, giving them the ability to have all of that open at the same time. So you can see some AI features, right? Um, Depending on what it is that the customer is looking for, we want to give them the ability to choose the best AI platform to address that action while not trying to constrict them to a single platform in order to achieve that. As I'm sure you all know today, some of these AI platforms are really good at certain things and not so good at others. So we want to give them the ability to have the best of all worlds within the solution as a whole and utilizing multiple AI platforms in order to achieve that. Just a couple of case studies around some of the customers that we're working with today and what we've been able to do to either reduce, average hold time, to improve investment, to increase revenue, whatever it may be. We have customers across all verticals and of all sizes that are utilizing our contact center solutions today.
And guys,
Network monitor.
Josh, not to interrupt, with us addressing SMB, mid-market, and enterprise, right? We understand that there might be a customer with maybe a limited amount of seats, but they still need that call center functionality. So Titan has no minimums when it comes to UC, contact center, and any other solution we offer. Sorry, Josh, just wanted to
No,
add.
no worries. And then we can get into more detail and other conversations around the way that we deploy from a license perspective. Um, Keeping in mind that, at the end of the day, we are trying to reduce their costs as well. So meeting those requirements while also reducing the cost is a big differentiator for us as well. Network monitoring and management. So this product is continuing to grow pretty rapidly for us, as it does. Customers are is only the solutions customers utilize today are only as good as the network they ride on, right? So having a tool that's in place that's monitoring that those WAN connections and WAN devices, both on the wired WAN and the wireless WAN connection, becomes important because, if there's an issue with the network, doesn't matter what solution you have in place, you're going to have problems with it. The beautiful thing about this product is it's completely agentless. So we require no sort of hardware in order to get this solution up and running. It's completely hardware agnostic when it comes to that. We utilize either API integrations or SNMP or ICMP for these monitoring, but our preferred is API. So we're pulling this data directly from the OEM hardware product itself and providing this via our dashboard for our customers. All locations, and again, not dependent on one sort of manufacturer in order to do this. The beautiful thing about this product as well is that it is completely customizable as well. Not only can they choose the WAN devices they want to monitor, but the services they want to monitor on those devices, and it can be different from device to device. They can also choose through our smart alerting how they want to be alerted, when they want to be alerted, what are their thresholds, right? Maybe it's up, down, maybe it's, packet latency jitter, whatever it may be. One of the big problems customers have today on these off-the-shelf SaaS products is what we call alert or ticket fatigue. They're getting alerted on everything. They don't know if it's critical or if it's just normal traffic. So giving them the ability to fine tune the solution to be alerted when they want to be alerted and how they want to be alerted becomes important for them. Right. So sort of hit on some of these. So the fact that it's agentless, the fact that it can be it's a multi-tenant architecture, secure and segregated customer data management within a single unified interface becomes important for them from a data perspective, data protection. The fact that we have the cellular component included in this as well, the ability to intelligently alert and escalate based off of their thresholds and how they want to be alerted on and on what they want to be alerted on. and the fact that they can integrate this into any hardware that they have in place, even if that hardware is different from site to site. It's completely, we are completely indifferent to that. CPaaS. So you see a lot of CPaaS out there today, your Twilios, your Cinches, your Telnets. Most of these CPaaS solutions in place today are more of just a messaging platform. We're different in that we're bringing programmable UCaaS as a part of the solution. So giving the customer the ability to include an enterprise level UCaaS solution in their CPaaS product really starts to differentiate us from the competitors out there today. Not only can you bring in the messaging, SMS, MMS, WhatsApp, whatever it may be, but now you can bring in a element of voice with a soft phone inside of that CPaaS solution as well. Opens up all channels of communications for the customer to communicate with their customer. And this can all reside within a native application framework that they have in place today. So their need to relearn or retrain their employees on a new platform goes away because we can bring these elements into a platform they're already using today. So, the CPaaS, one of again, the big lacking solutions out there today that offer CPaaS is the UCaaS functionality. Um, Most of the vendors out there offer very limited UC capabilities. So enterprise level and end users benefit from a single vendor, right? We're bringing all of these in to a single platform, existing applications that they already utilize today, condensing all of that into a single platform, and really taking away the fragmentation that customers are experiencing today when they're trying to integrate solutions within their existing technology stack. Copper retirement, right? And I hit on this earlier. It's really becoming not when it happens, or if it happens, it's more about when now. So getting these customers that are on copper lines today over to a compliant solution, compliant in the sense that we meet every SCC regulation when it comes to the solution as a whole, and any regulatory standards that are required for these solutions today. So allowing the customer to keep their existing technology in place without needing to invest in new hardware or new solutions is pivotal for them, because they can then reinvest that money somewhere else while also getting off of those increasingly expensive copper lines, as well as giving them peace of mind from a safety perspective, but also from a redundancy perspective. Our solution does provide dual SIM, 4G and LTE card slots on each device, um, with battery backup. So, being able to put those sort of mission critical, you're thinking, alarm lines, fire alarms, a PBX, you can integrate the PBX trunk into the solution, blue phones, remote devices, whatever it may be. We have a solution that will provide that peace of mind and connectivity that they need to ensure that that technology is going to continue to function the way it has in the past. So, ICPs, multi-location contact centers, cloud modernization, really you name it. And we have a customer within that space. Again, we service over 17,000 customers today, from QSR to healthcare to K-12 to SMB. It really does not matter. We'll take any and all size customers. Again, like George has alluded to, the fact that we do not have a minimum on all of our products really opens the door for you as a partner to really attack your customer base, regardless of size. Pricing and commission. So this becomes important for you as, we're selling the product, and how do we get paid? The fact that we're evergreen with all of our commissions. So it doesn't matter if it's first contract, second contract, third contract. It doesn't matter if you renew it or they renew with us directly. You're going to get paid, and you're going to get paid on that customer for the life of the customer. As long as they're a TitanNGN customer, you're going to get paid on them. We also offer a multi-product growth multiplier as well. So if you sign your customer two, three, four of our solutions from our technology stack, you're going to get a multiplier on a commission basis for that, which is great because it encourages you to not only A, sell more products, but B, for you, it allows you to make your customers stickier because they're relying on you for more than just one solution. So one engine, infinite possibilities, right? Register it, engage, demo, plan, and then scale. It's pretty simple for us in how we go to market. If you got any questions, you can reach out to George or myself to engage. And that's it.
All right. We do have a few questions that you can answer right now if you like.
Yeah, please.
Okay. First one's where does TitanNGN win most consistently?
Yeah, so I'd say where we're winning most consistently right now is probably within the QSR space. That's where we've seen a majority of our opportunities as it sits today. So these complex multi-location type scenarios, we play very well again because we're integrating the technology stack across the entire organization and really condensing and consolidating those needs into a single solution um, for the organization as a whole. But again, we've got customers across all spectrum, across all sizes. So I'd say that's where we're probably succeeding the most. And really when it comes to the complexity of the solution, we really shine there as well.
All right. And how do you position your enterprise CCaaS solution against NICE, Genesis, etc., without having the same level of brand recognition? And also, what is your typical savings when competing with them?
Yeah, so I think where we really start to separate ourselves there is more in the level of customization and flexibility that we offer, right? Those bigger ones, it's sort of it is what it is. This is our solution. You kind of get what you get, right? Where we're taking a different approach, where we're having an active dialogue and conversation with the customer to find out what it is, what's the strategy around the solution? What problem are you trying to solve? And then building the solution around that. And then from a pricing perspective, and I alluded to this earlier, and just in one scenario, right? From a NICE or a Genesis or a 5.9, when it comes to the actual agent license, they're selling them on a agent count and not a seat count. So you may have 150 agents, but only say 50 of them are in a seat at any given time. We're going to sell you 50 licenses and we don't care who's in the seat. So from a cost perspective, that drastically reduces the cost for them because you're not paying for a seat that's not being used.
And what types of customers are the best fit for TitanNGN?
Again, yeah, I think it's a great question, right? And where we sort of like to get our foot in the door with new partners, is in that SMB to mid-market space because we feel like that's probably the most challenging to find a supplier that will suit those needs. So it's a great fit for them because again, we don't have a minimum, so you're finding a home for those customers, right? So for us, it's more of a test the water with a new partner so they can feel us out and we can feel them out. And then we're built to scale and we can take any and all size customers.
Last question is who owns the customer relationship post-sale, you or us? And who handles onboarding and training?
Yep. So who owns the relationship? Obviously, the partner owns the relationship as a whole, right? It is your customer. We're always going to keep you informed from any engagement that we have with that customer so that you, the partner, know exactly what's going on. From an onboarding and training, if you, the partner, want us to manage that and handle that, we absolutely will. But we also want to give the partner the option to be a part of that or to handle that themselves. It's completely up to you and how we approach that.